Well, for starters, I didn't finish high school. I only had 2 credits in grade 9 before I came to St. Lawrence. And the reason I didn't go to school was because I was told I couldn't learn. We're talking quite a few years ago, and in that era, kids with disabilities were treated differently. I couldn't read or write properly. I managed by learning through a librarian. After my son was born, the librarian took the time to show me what books to read to him, and if I didn't know a word or how to sound it out, she would take the time to go through it with me. So that's how I learned. After my son was born, I got a factory job, and I worked there for 18 years. At that time, I was still reading at a lower than average level. Our factory closed down in 2007, and after 18 years, I was out looking for a job. And I realized at that time that without any education, you'll never get a job. After I lost my job in 2007, I wasn't sure where to go, what to do. But I decided to move to Kingston, and I got a job on midnights here cleaning at St. Lawrence College. And then I discovered that St. Lawrence College had a prep program. And I entered in the prep program, and I did chemistry, biology, and math. But I still needed my Englishes. But at this point, I started to gather some confidence that maybe I could learn and I could do something. And I applied for the RPN position even before I'd finished my English part. I still worked as a cleaner at St. Lawrence College at night throughout that whole part. I definitely saw myself as coming here as a full-time student. I figured if I didn't do it, I would end up with nothing in the end. I would end up either staying as a cleaner on midnight shift or end up in a dead-end job again with no future, no career. When I came to St. Lawrence College and I got accepted into the RPN program here, I was scared. I was really scared. I thought, there's no way I'm going to get through this course. I'm not smart enough, I'm not. And I didn't have any confidence, really. But I was starting to build on it. I was starting to build confidence through faculty and through, just other students saying, you can do this, And it's like, yeah, okay, me? When I first started into the RPN program, I thought everybody would be like 18, 19 years old, and I would be totally outcasted. But when I went into the class and found that a lot of the students were pretty close to my age, which I was quite surprised at too. There was all age groups in our class, and I think pretty much everybody was accepted regardless of your age. And if anybody had told me what this course had consisted of before I started, I never would have even tried it. Because it's challenging, it's a huge challenge. And I would have never thought I'd get through it. I never, in my wildest dreams. After the first class of anatomy and physiology, I walked out thinking, what have I got myself into? But I had to see it through. Going through school, I had 2 sets of scrubs, and 1 lab coat and 1 pair of shoes. And I made do with it. I really had to be careful with the dollar. The summer months, I worked here, cleaning all the windows. I did windows, and I'm not very good at it. I graduated in June 2011. Yay! Well, thank God for friends and the St. Lawrence College. I wouldn't have gotten through school. I would have had to quit. Financially, if you don't have enough money to sustain yourself, then What good is going to school if you can't pay for it or pay for, your food or rent or anything else? And then the stress level of that and going to school, it just doesn't mesh. It's too hard on a person. In the Registered Practical Nurse program, I learned a lot. I can't believe what I've walked away with. To be able to look at somebody and say, gee, yeah, there's something wrong. You can't diagnose, but you can say, gee, there's something wrong, and do a head-to-toe assessment, and you find a finding that shouldn't be there that's wrong. And to be able to do that, it's quite amazing. I never would have thought that 2.5 years you could learn so much. But, even though I have all these deficits, I think that I'll make a really good nurse. It's because you care about people and you recognize something, After graduation, I was lucky enough to get a job with an agency as a PSW. And I love it. Once I've passed my final exam, the registration exam, I'm guaranteed a job, a full-time position with this agency. The work that I'm doing right now, I really like because I'm dealing with all types of clients. From 102 years old to, 40 years old. And they each have a story, and their lives have been fascinating, and they tell you all about it, and you get to be part of their lives. And you're doing their daily care, whatever that might be, and advocating for them, and ensuring that they're safe and happy the best that you can. And I find it very rewarding at the end of the day. Some days I work 16 hours, and at the end of it I still feel like, gee, I could go a couple more. If I were to come across anybody that wanted to go back to school or to even upgrade in any way, I would definitely recommend St. Lawrence College. Not just my particular course, the Registered Practical Nurse, but any course in this college. And the faculty, if you have a problem, you can go to them and say, gee, I think I'm gonna fail, or, how can I better myself? Or a lot of the teachers will proofread your papers for you, anything to help you get through your educational journey. I can't say enough about St. Lawrence College.